And I just want to point out these battery stocks are absolutely ripping, but I think they're mid-cycle. I think they're going to need time to pull back pretty soon. They probably have a couple more weeks to blow off top. Some of these are absolutely exploding off the previous high. You had the pullback. Now they're starting to move. So you have QuantumScape here. Is it overblown? Starting to get there, but these things can absolutely rip. You have the Fed cutting rates. No labor report, but the Fed cutting rates multiple times. They're probably going to cut 2 more times, October and December, which means what? More money, more liquidity into the market. Look, there's a lot of money coming in here, and it is absolutely fueling these small cap stocks, right? Enovix. Now I have a lot of um, I think this one has a lot more potential than these others simply from a momentum point of view. Let's throw the MACD on there. From a momentum standpoint, it's barely starting to pick up on this weekly chart. Okay. Now, this has been what, a 3-year downtrend? Okay. 3 to 4 year downtrend. Okay. Let's just go ahead and touch it up. And if it breaks out of this downtrend, it's going to have a nasty move. Maybe not, the first day, but as it starts to break, I'm expecting it to move to $100 over the next 6 to 12 months after it starts to break. It needs to get above like $20, right? Once it gets over 20, I think we're heading for 100. Why? Such a big move. Well, the macroeconomic backdrop is insane. There's going to be so much money. We're in a bubble. We're at the beginning stages of a bubble. And the bubble's rotating from different themes, right? AI, semiconductors, robot. It's going to go into robotics pretty soon. Power generation. We've seen iron absolutely rip. You have Open Door, just a stupid meme stock, interest rate sensitive cyclicals. So we're going to get rotational bubbles. And I think this bubble is starting to form in the battery energy storage part of the market. And, we're still hot here. We're still looking at these, but, you're not in super early. I think Enovix, ENVX is still pretty early, and we'll see how that thing starts to perform. So keep your eye on this. We're still early in the momentum. Watch the daily chart also for a pullback. Okay, it's starting to get overheated, and my guess would be MACD. We're still, picking up on the MACD. My guess would be that we fill this gap around 1335. Um, a lot of selling pressure above 13 to 14 to 15. So we probably consolidate in this area first. All right, where's my tools at? Hold on. Let me move this over. All right, so I think we're going to consolidate first. So watch this zone. It's like a magnet. I want to keep this clear. I want to make this clear for some of you who are new to technicals or you're still trying to figure it out. It took me years. It's not easy. Something might work in 6 months that doesn't work again. So these levels, these key levels are like magnets, right? If the momentum is pushing higher into the magnet, then you're going to get a push into this. That's what we're looking at right now, this big lightning bolt just going straight into the level. But the question is the macro or the fundamentals going to support the magnet flipping, right? Let's say this is a positive charge and it's pulling it up. It's going to flip into a negative charge above that level and push it away, right? That's what you want to see if you're long, but it might just, suck it in and then push it right back down. So it's a magnet, then it flips. Once it gets in here, it's going to flip negative. The question is it going to push price back above or, back below this level? So it's like, I think of it like a magnet. It's got to get here some way, somehow. And, when we get there, then we'll start to decide whether it moves higher or not. Okay. So that's a Enovix. Momentum looks great. Still early for this one. Does it pull back? Sure. I mean, it's really a reverse cup and handle. I'm sorry, reverse head and shoulders here, right? So you can come back and check this, but look at this reverse head and shoulders. This is your shoulder. Here's your head. Here's your shoulder breaking out of that shoulder. So it can come back and check 10. 10 is a great level. That's what you really want, honestly. Um, if you do get a market correction, which I'm anticipating a market correction somewhere in October, if we come back to 10, that's a great level to trade off. I'm sorry, 10's down here, right? 10's about right here. Does it come back to 10? Maybe. Somewhere between 1070 and 10. That's a great level that I'd be looking at. And I'm really going to like that, especially if the momentum is still rising on the weekly chart. Okay. So somewhere between this area, right? And this is all to just show you this thing's going to be in play for a while, maybe the next 12 months. It's not a dead stock. It's no longer die. It's showing us it's ready to rip. All right, let's go to solid state battery. So that's Enovix. They're generating new battery technology. This is a solid state battery play. The thesis here is, well, you need, more batteries for electric vehicles, and what is more efficient than lithium is going to be, liquid lithium is going to be the solid state batteries. I'm not an expert. Go look it up. Go do your research. Either way, it's causing, or it's causing a tailwind in these stocks. So this is one of them, small cap stock. Market cap is barely on, 750 million, 780 million market cap. How's the momentum looking? It got very overheated on the weekly chart. I still think it needs time to consolidate. It's not going to shoot straight up anytime soon. There's no earnings. Should we turn that on there? Yeah, let's throw the earnings on so we can know what we're looking at here. So it still has time for November. I don't think it really rips until the end of the month. I could be totally, I mean, I don't know. Just looking at the technicals though, it wants to rip. It's starting to pick up, but it needs the overall theme. Okay, the daily chart looks better than the weekly. It looks a little sloppy. It just looks, could it rip? Sure. I think it needs a couple more weeks, maybe a month before it gathers enough momentum to take off. But look at that trend. This is a, impulse higher, consolidation, and then you're waiting for that next impulse higher, right? Maybe above $5. $5 is a psychological level, so I'd be paying attention to 5. That's a big level. People see zeros, right? 10, 1, 10, 150. They see zeros and they just want to get long above those zeros. So confirmation above 5 or somewhere around 5, boom, it's gone, right? Again, we're in energy storage, Microvast. We've already pointed this one out. This thing is ripping, right? Keep your eye on it. Where is it at? It's probably mid-cycle, early was down here around $2.50, 80 cents, $3. $3 was the ideal entry. Okay. And we've traded this in the Discord, over and over. If you want to see the Discord, if you're not already in it, let me know in the comments and I'll throw you the link. It's free for now as we gain more credibility. Yeah, just check out the Discord. There's stuff in there all the time. So anyways, we're moving higher. We're at the, what are we at? $5. So we're hitting new highs, right? This could either reverse. So you have let's go to the weekly. On the daily chart, you have a reversal candle, but there's a lot of momentum behind this. On the weekly chart, you still have room to go. So I think we can rip for Microvast, right? Let's just do a quick Fibonacci. I think we can quickly rip to about $7. That's where I have some leap calls, 2027s, way out. I don't plan on waiting that long, but I can always roll them down and, pick up some more explosive contracts. I can always roll them down, take some credit, right? So anyway, $7 is what my aim is for this. What are we at, 5? And before it really pulls back, could be done here. I doubt it. It still has a lot of room on the RSI. You're barely getting the flip here on the weekly. I'm sorry, what is this? MACD. You're barely getting the flip. This thing is just starting to turn bullish. Okay. Can I zoom in on this? No, it doesn't let me zoom in. All right, let's just do this. Look at, so you're getting the crossover, bullish crossover on the MACD. That's what I'm looking at right there. Okay. So just starting to happen. This still has room to move. Okay, now let's go to Fluence. Now this one's a little later in its stage. Do I think it hits 20? Yeah, but I think it needs to consolidate. It's still a small cap. It's what we're looking at, a 2.5 billion market cap. So it can definitely rip higher. This was literally on the video that we talked about. We called this one out at $7, $8, about around $8. Okay, around $8. So we're somewhere around here. Broke the downtrend, starting to pick up. RSI picking up momentum, getting a crossover on the MACD. This is why we use momentum. These are momentum stocks. We're using momentum technical analysis. Why momentum versus other stuff? Because this is a momentum market. There's too much money to go around, and a lot of stocks are going to fly just because because they have a theme. There's too much money out there, right? Mag 7 stocks other than Tesla are not even, they're consolidating. There's trillions and trillions to move big stocks. Well, you only need a couple billion, right? You need 1% to move some of these stocks. 1% of Nvidia Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, 1% of those stocks market cap would triple, quadruple, 5x some of these stocks, sometimes 10x. So you have a lot of 3, 5x opportunity. Some of them are 10x, right? Fluence Energy still looks great. Wait for the pullback. Wait for the pullback. Do not chase it. It's in heavy momentum acceleration. It's in the breakaway zone, right? It's starting to break out. It got out of this area, and that was kind of the last area for entry, other than this pullback. But that was tough to, tough to get to. Here's your $10 level on Fluence, right here, 10. So it could come back to 10. If you missed it, don't chase it. Just be patient. If it comes back to 10, you have a gift. Keep some capital on the side. If it doesn't come back to 10, that's fine. Wait. Stay patient. Do not chase. Do not chase. Do not chase. Do not trust me. I always get the feeling I want to chase something. I'm like, oh damn, I should have added more. Do not chase it. Be patient. There will be a correction at some point. Sometimes they never come back. That's fine. There's other opportunities, right? Don't chase it. So overall for Fluence Energy, remember this is second to Tesla as far as battery grid stability, battery storage technology. Is the theme the strongest it is today? Not necessarily. I think that theme accelerates into the end of the year as we get more deregulation into 2026 for sure. But keep your eye on it, because once it breaks all-time highs, we're probably looking at a $90-$100 stock. It's a small cap. This could be 20 billion, right? This could easily be a $20 billion stock. That's like a 6-7x from here. Market cap is, what are we at? 2.5 billion. A lot of these are $2.5 billion market caps. They can get to 20 billion. Okay. They can get there, especially with there's not enough energy. All right, let's go to the next one.